All right, guys, I'm live. So, first of all, sorry about the camera. I'm still working on the setup, getting the setup right here, my YouTube setup. And, you know, so probably the audio too. The audio is probably not great. I have not been on here for a while. I've been extremely busy, and that's been the hardest part about the YouTube thing, wanting to share more insight, information, help more people, provide more value. It's sometimes it's hard. I'm just extremely busy. But so here's the thing. I was thinking. So I had a situation with renting one of my units out, dealing with the tenant, and kind of a weird situation. He's like, "Oh, my boss is going to pay my first month's rent." I was like, "Well, you you receive a paycheck. Your boss says that he pays you so much a year. Why don't you pay your own rent?" And it was only until after some things occurred that he's like, "Well, and my boss is going to pay it because he hasn't paid me." Okay, so there's a lot of things in the property management world. I'm not going to go. This video is not about that, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I do a little bit of research on the guy. You know, he's a business guy, has a business, has a new business, ran a different business. And I'm just thinking to myself, he wrote me a check on a business account and the funds didn't clear. What kind of a business doesn't have like $2,000 sitting in the account? Like it's unconscionable to me to think about. And it got me thinking, what are people thinking? What are they thinking? Now, I don't know the guy's situation. He says it's a new business. He was in a different business before. His business partner screwed him over. That stuff happens. I get it. And then I do more research. And he's like a business consultant. On top of that, I'm like, how are you consulting if you can't even cover a $2,000 check? It's mind-boggling. Reminds me of a lot of the gurus out there. And that's one of the reasons I want to do this video. Really, that's one of the reasons why I want to share all of the knowledge and experience that I've accumulated over time. I'm not like a multi-millionaire. I'm well off. I do well. I have a lot of knowledge and information that can help people, and I can help the average person get a few steps ahead of where they're at. And that's my intention with the videos and the content that I share and doing YouTube. So that's I wish there was a lot of things that people taught me and told me and had me think about when I was starting out. And a lot of this, I don't know, a lot of the hustle culture seems to have kind of like dissipated. I don't know where we're at as in society. It seems like we're back to everybody hates rich people, which is funny because everybody wants to be rich. So that's a dichotomy in itself. How do you want to be rich and then hate rich people, right? So as opposed to learning what you need to learn to improve your situation, to get into a better situation. So this video, and I'm just doing live because sometimes it's easier. It's easier to just go off the cuff than to record the content, download it, process it, re-upload it. It's killing my disk drive right now. I gotta fix my setup. So this video is about how many bank accounts should you have, and I'll just tell you that the reason that I'm saying this to the average person has like one or two bank accounts. I think that's like that's like standard, right? People have like a checking account and a savings account. Maybe they have a second checking once in a while. I don't know. But if you own real estate, if you're doing any sort of business, if you're investing, there's levels, right? There's layers and levels, and there's different types of accounts. So what I would say is, of course, you need your personal checking account. You need your business checking account. If you have a savings strategy, then you have a savings account. You should have a pre-tax account. It could be like a money market, stock brokerage account, IRA, 401k, whatever it is. And if you're self-employed, you should have one under a SEP IRA because you can contribute even more to it. You should have a life insurance policy, IUL, something of that sort as an account that you put money into. And if you do real estate, you should have a bank account for each property so that your accounting is separated. So that's kind of the short answer. But then you get into credit, you get into some other things that are interesting. When I was rebuilding my credit, because when I first started out, I was stupid, invested in a bad deal, hurt my credit, and but I learned a lot from that. And the thing is that you should be taking advantage of your credit, but also don't be stupid with consumer. You shouldn't be using credit for consumer debt. I do use my credit cards for all purchases as like a gatekeeper because you have a lot more security buying things on a credit card, first of all. But anything spent immediately on a credit card for like personal expenses, that gets paid off. And then I use debt for my credit card to pay for rehabs. And when I say that, it's like a property renovation, not like going to drug rehab. People get that. It's like when you renovate a property, I call it a rehab. You're rehabbing a property. Some people don't like that term. So, the PC police don't like that term. So anyways, yeah, you should. And then what I tell people all the time is like, if you are just basically looking to improve your financial situation, the first thing you have to do is pay yourself first, right? And that can be done in so many forms. The very first thing that you could do is if you have a savings account, which are pretty much useless now, but it's an account, you can store money there. Use your savings account or create an account that's a sacred account, which means the money goes in, you don't touch it. It's not an emergency fund. It's not a whatever. Or if you have a particular use for it, designate it as that use, but you're using that to pay yourself first, which is every dollar that comes into you, you move a percentage and a portioned amount to that account. That's your money. You don't touch it. And you pay that before your expenses and bills and all the other things that take your money, right? This is fundamental. It's number one. When I first started, I was in my early 20s, wasn't making that much money, put like $50 a week. And I very quickly realized I don't miss that money. I can operate without it, increase it. And then you throw in your pre-tax contributions, right? So if you have a 401k or an IRA or something like that, you can only do like $18,000 a year or something like that. But it's still pre-tax, which means it reduces your taxable income, and you can use that money. You can self-direct it. You can invest it. You can put it in stocks, whatever you want to do with it, and then you can grow that money. You don't pay taxes until you take it out, until you retire, things like that. So those are the base accounts. You need your personal accounts. You need an investment account. You need some sort of financial life insurance policy type account. And there's a lot of people who are going to argue IULs versus whole life versus other types of policies. Go hire a good expert who understands infinite banking, because the way that infinite banking works is that you essentially you have a policy crafted in a way where the majority of the cash that goes into the policy can be borrowed out, and you can use it as a vehicle to store cash. And it's also protected from lawsuits. It's protected from a whole lot of things because it's your life insurance policy, but you pay into it. It has cash value that you can borrow against. And the other thing about it is that it earns interest. So they invest in, they give you a flat rate. It earns a good 5% interest, something around there. That's way better than a savings account. So, that's your that should be your first strategy. The younger you are, the younger you get it, the better terms you'll get. So definitely recommend that. And yeah, Rick Ross famously said, "I opened my mind by opening bank accounts." There's something to that. But credit cards. You can open a lot of credit card accounts, but you got to maintain them and manage them, and don't be stupid with it. But anyways, then you should not just have a checking account. And then you got to look at your bank. Guys, not all banks are created equal. A lot of banks do some really funny stuff. Bank of America, for example, is horrible. It's an awful bank. They're like the Walmart of banks. Like, if you ever walked inside of a Bank of America, it's like, they got the armed guards outside. The whole place is like tattered and like just it's like a slum. It's like, why would you go to a bank that looks like a slum? It's like, banks are supposed to have money. Banks are supposed to, steward wealth. Bank of America ain't it. I'm telling you. Just my opinion. They, for whatever reason, they hold funds longer. I remember one time I went in to cash a check because they were the issuing bank, and I didn't have a bank account with them. And they want everything. They want a fucking hair sample, thumbprint. It's ridiculous. They issued the check, and it's made out to you. You should be able to walk in. They should be able to give you the money because it's your money. But that's Bank of America for you. So pick a good bank. A lot of credit unions are good, but yeah, I don't really get. I haven't really looked into it. I don't really get the whole, you're a member or owner of the bank. You don't really get any benefits of it. It's like, at the end of the day, you're just looking at who's giving you the best service for holding your funds, because whoever's holding your funds is going to be making a lot of money with your money. And that's why I recommend, instead of that, go figure out how to make money with your own money, instead of giving it to the banks and letting it sit there. But how many bank accounts do you have? Mint was my favorite app. I love that app. I don't know why they changed it to Credit Karma. Credit Karma just simply doesn't cut it the way that Mint did. But you could see how many accounts you have, bank accounts, crypto, credit cards, everything, all your assets, calculate your net worth. Mint was great. I don't know what happened to it, but so your only alternative there is Credit Karma. So it's kind of like Mint, kind of does the same thing, kind of gives you a view into things, but doesn't track your credit properly, because it's actually, for whatever reason, it's tracking your reported credit balances instead of, you're already connecting the credit card. You'd think they could just get the actual balance so that you can have a visual picture of where your debt is, what your transactions are and what your budgets are and things like that. But anyways, just want to get on. I owe some content here, so I've been meaning to do an update. I started to do an update on AITX. Guys, we had a really nice run with AITX, pulled back a little bit, but August is going to be big for that company. It's really interesting, really, really fascinating stuff they're doing over there. And God, the debates, what else is there to talk about? I mean, it is 2024, it's wild times, guys. We've never seen, we probably have seen a lot of the same stuff in history, but man, the big thing here is that the Fed policy is just doing some very interesting things. And I thought that was fascinating. This guy, has this company, big elaborate retail store, and all these contractor services and things like that. And he couldn't come up with $2,000. Guys, and he's a business consultant, and he consults on small businesses on how to be successful. This is endemic in our culture. The people who are giving you information, they have no right whatsoever to be giving you this information. They have no right whatsoever to be seen as authorities. So it's crazy. Now, there are some, I say maybe 10% of the gurus out there will show you the way. I wouldn't be where I'm at without some of the gurus, specifically Kiyosaki, T. Harv Eker, some of these guys. But the majority of people selling you their shit, selling you the dream, selling you the get rich quick, selling you the business idea, selling you this, selling you that. It's just that. They're just selling you that. They're just selling you a course. They're just selling you a book, right? Sometimes there's good information. Sometimes there's good ideas. It's up to you to take it and apply it. Most of these guys know that they can sell you anything under the sun because 99% of people will buy something and not do anything with the information. So they'll just sell you some low-level crap, and people will pay for it. But when it comes to money, numbers don't lie, right? Your net worth doesn't lie. Your income doesn't lie. The marketplace value you produce, the monetary exchange you create doesn't lie. So, I'm just a guy on the internet, knows some things, done some things, seen some things, and I want to help people be more successful. I want to help people make smarter decisions with their money. I want to help people learn how to be a true investor. I'm still learning, So you have to make a choice. Who do you take advice from, right? Not everybody can take advice from, some of the fake gurus out there that are telling you to, just go buy 100 units, man. Just go buy $10 million in real estate. Just go buy it. Just go buy it. Of course, you can't buy it until you learn how to raise money, till you learn the how Reg D works. Can't do that. So, and then, of course, Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman, the consumers financial guru. Yeah, just save your money. Pay off your debt. Pay off your debt. My God. Money is debt. Money is debt. Debt will make you rich. The right kind of debt, not consumer debt. Oh my God. So, but yeah, some people need that advice too because they're doing really stupid things. Make $30,000 a year and buy a $50,000 car. That's dumb. But you shouldn't need a talk show host to tell you that's stupid. But a lot of people need that. So the people that need discipline, the people that need the, to be, what Kiyosaki says about Susie Orman, the people that need to be berated to get their shit in order, to get their life figured out. That's great. It helps them. Quit spending $50 on lattes in a week, when you make, $500. Sure, it makes a little bit of a dent, gives you a little bit of a glimmer of hope, but the average person, it's not going to help, right? What is the average person going to do? Number one, you need high income skills. And there's people we're in the new economy. There's a lot of new things that you can do that you couldn't do before, right? Even the way people don't understand, there's like certain aspects of real estate. The reason that real estate is inflating today, upon all those other factors, there's another factor that nobody ever talks about, and that's the internet. Okay, technology, improvement in security technology, remote work. Right? People couldn't buy properties and do the things that they were doing 10 years ago. It's new. It's new opportunity. They couldn't actively secure property in the middle of nowhere, right? Or in the hood, in the city, right? Today, wire up 50 cameras, there's solutions, there's new options, there's new technologies. That's what I'm saying. Changes what's possible in business, changes what's possible. And it has impacted the way that investors buy real estate. And when investors buy real estate, it changes the prices. They change neighborhoods, they improve neighborhoods, they improve property values. That happens. So, anyways, just a big long rant. I'd love to hear from you guys. Comment what questions you have, what you would like to learn about, what you would like to know about, what financial, money, whether it's mindset, tactical, business, what should I do with this money? And for my friend Seth, because he's been asking me, I got 30 grand, what do I do with it? Well, there's only so much you can do, because 30 grand is not a whole lot of money, but it's enough to do something. And again, the best investment is always going to be real estate, house hacking, or find a way to leverage it, get an SBA loan and buy a business. Of course, the price of money right now makes it very difficult to do all of those things. So, but there's always a way. And the key is start taking action. Learn, take action, learn from your mistakes, take more action, and don't give up. I'll see you guys soon.